Alright, well, for today, we're going to be talking about Majin 21. Surprisingly, I haven't talked about her lately. You know, my hair's almost as long as hers.
Did I ask?
No, I still got like another foot to go. Alright, anyways, without further ado, let's talk about her. Where does she go? Well, it's interesting. You used to be able to have her mid or anchor because of her level 3 Oki, but it's no longer in the game. They butchered it, right? They used to be all reliable. You would tag her in level 3 Oki, right? You have all the steals, but you can't do that anymore. They got rid of it. You know, you're only plus 18 now. Source, just trust me, bro. So maybe point or mid. Again, not so much anchor because her comeback factor is not really there anymore as it used to be. And then now, before we get really down to detail, let's see what they changed about her. Okay, so what did they do? Well, they f***ed up her auto combo. Right, you're probably thinking, well, they made the follow-up faster and they increased the distance. Why is that bad? Let me show you. All the hits here, right? You should be able to go. You can't anymore. Yeah, well, I guess I'm lying saying you can't. If you space yourself properly, I believe you still can. Maybe not. I might be lying. Oh, so yeah, they messed that up. Right, that doesn't work as it should anymore. You have to whiff the first hit now, which even sometimes you can still go under and mess it up. So they actually ruined the way it works. It's inconsistent now, and there are times where you cannot whiff the first hit, right? So there's just combos you cannot do or get anymore. Like, I don't even know if this works anymore. Oh. So as you can see, they made it worse. And I believe you should be able to whip the first hit. Yeah, wow, that almost whipped. Okay. But yeah, so they made it go further and faster, but at the cost of consistency. And this is pretty big for certain routes, because before you used to do this into this, and it would do more damage than, say, doing something like... But now you're sacrificing damage, right? Whipping the first hit. Weird change, don't like it, whatever. Okay, what else did they do? Her jump heavy attack can now be cancelled. You're probably thinking, well, that's dumb. I could just jump 2H. Well, you can get a dragon rush off of it, but you have to get it at a super specific height, and I'll show you. And then after that, she just got the other stuff, right? Level 1 into level 3. Alright, so, you know, here's right, you can jump cancel it now. And you're supposed to use it for something like this, right? But a huge problem is if you are too low, you can't get it. So luckily I got a right juggle there, right? But if you're to do something like, you don't get it. And it's not like other characters like Teen Gohan where he just jumps M and takes a million years and then can jump Dragon Rush you. There's like no hits done to it, which is weird because it's a heavy priority move. But those are the changes. Let's talk about the character. Okay, let's talk about her buttons. Jab, it's pretty good. You can do 4 LL, right back, light, get double, jab. She has a low light, not too bad. 5, and this is your money maker right here. It moves forward, it goes super far. It combos into crouching medium, so you can go into stand heavy, right? Great moves. You can look at the frame data about him too. Her frame data is pretty average. Nothing too special about it. -3, -2, -6, -10, -5, right? You know, you gotta go into some specials, make yourself safe. -5, space yourself a little bit, can be safe, things like that. So yeah, normals, not too bad. Key blast, actually very good because it has priority to where she eats up other key blasts. It's great to have in this current meta of the game. Of course, there's characters that can beat her, like Z-Brawly and Jiren. You know, you kind of just have to keep in mind of who does and doesn't beat you. But great to have. And then she has an air version as well, right? You can hold down S and it makes her airborne. She can only move backward, unfortunately. And then JS, right? She moves forward. She can't move she can't move back, so just keep in mind. Retreating on the ground, move forward, when you do it in the air. And on the ground, you can air dash cancel, right? Well, I wouldn't say cancel. You recover and can air dash off of it. Not so much off JS if you do it too low to the ground. And then jump buttons. This button right here is great for catching people above you, but that's about it. You don't use this coming down. You want to use jump heavy on your way down, right? Which is a pretty good button. It hits both sides. Before we get into that, jump medium, excellent cross up button. It hits crouchers, you know. You could use it at point blank. It hits at all ranges. Amazing. Probably your go-to air button, right? It goes so far, gives you time to confirm. And then we have jump heavy, you know, mostly standard, but it does cross up. So there are cheeky things you can do. You can do something like, say, like this, right? Stay in front, or you can go behind. You kind of just have to figure out what you can set up with your assist. And then she has her command normal, which is down, forward, medium. It goes about 85% of the screen roughly. And the good thing about it is if it hits, you can combo into key blast, and from there you can vanish, get a confirm. Depending on your assist, you can confirm like this, get a full combo, take a steal. Just gotta figure out what your team can do. Alright, now that we've covered her normals, we can get into her specials. So, fireball, right? Super dash cancelable, just like projectiles and beams. Then she has her command grabs, you know, a ground and air version, and they go into steals. We'll go into the steals later. It's kind of a little bit complicated, a little convoluted, I would say. And then she has her dive, right? Which her dive is great, as you saw earlier. It helps set up for left, right mix-ups. You know, I'm gonna cross up or I'm not. And again, experiment with your team, see who can and can't do it. Now there are airborne versions of these moves, right? Light dive. Every dive uses your smash, regardless if it's done on the ground or in the air. You have to keep that in mind. On the ground, M dive gives a wall bounce, so you can use it to combo things like this, right? Boom, 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 boom. And then if you do hit the projectile, you can super dash and combo off of it. Or if it's blocked, you get 2H, so be very careful. And then the EX version of dive lets you confirm outside of the corner, as long as you get the proper hit, as you just saw. If you don't get the smash effect, you don't get it. And in the air, there's less hit stun, so you can't do stuff, say like, you know, 1M or 3M in that case, and combo that way. You have to catch them in the air before they fall too low to the ground and flip out. Okay, so when it comes to her steals, I'm not gonna go through all of them because there's what, like 16 of them, I think. You know, maybe I'll put like a diagram or a picture that somebody made about all the human and alien steals and all that stuff. You know, if they don't mind if I could take that photo. But basically, each grab serves a different purpose, right? Ground grab steals a specific move, while air grab steals the other set of that move. So androids will give you barrier and a giant key blast. And she got some buffs and changes to them, which, you know, again, this is not a guide, this is an overview, so I won't go too deep into it, where it lets you extend your combos. For example, you could do something like this with the projectile steal. This is new to, I think, the last patch of the game, where you weren't able to combo like that originally. And the cool thing is when she has all steals, she gets what I like to call Truck-kun. You know, you get hit so hard, you get isekai'd by this giant orb that gets stronger each steal you have. So if you have no steals, and the frame data changes as well. So let's look at the damage, 900, and then you add one steal, 1260, and it just keeps going up and up and up. The more steals you have, by 500 maybe? No, not quite. And on block, the frame data does change as well. The more steals you have, the more plus you are on block, and you are always, I believe, +1 without any steals. Yeah. EX Orb will always keep you +1. Obviously, results may vary if you use it. Is it always +1? No, okay. Results may vary depending on distance. Interesting. Why was I +9 here? Weird. If you're full screen, 8 frame difference. Why? I don't know. Now, here's another new thing she got is when you do beams, if you hold down and hit your super dash button, you super dash off of it. If you don't, you'll get H dive. And the weird thing about them too is if you don't have a follow-up. So for example, if you were to beam, dive, you wouldn't get anything. But if you do a follow-up, like say Solar Flare, it teleports you to the character and lets you convert off of it. It's something you want to keep in mind when it comes to comboing with Majin 21. Because again, she's a lot to take in because of all the different potential routes that she has. And as well as the steals also being cancelable into command grab. This is one of the few characters that can cancel their specials into another special, into another special, into another special, you know. Shades of, let's say, Adult Gohan when he's level 7. And again, this is not a guide, this is an overview, so I'm not going to go super deep into it. But I'm sure there's plenty of guides out there. I'm sure Tiny Torque probably has some that you can check out to understand how this character works. But just remember, the more steals you have, better it is for you. And each steal serves a different purpose. Solar Flare, you know, frame 1 anti-air, right? Big hitbox. You can use it to cross up, things like that. So explore your options. Don't be afraid of all the different steals there are. Like, let's just go through them. There's Kamehameha, Consecutive Energy Blast, Explosive Energy Blast, and Homing Energy Blast. You get Solar Flare, Sticky Energy Blast, Barrier, and Sonic Warp. I personally like Sticky Energy Blast. It is the command grab one. So when you're in the air, right, and your opponent, let's say, tries to super dash at you, you can use this as a frame 1 anti-air command grab. So remember your options, remember which each steal does. If you got the right sticky notes down, do it. I don't blame you. And you get different steals from different characters. The androids give you different steals, which I guess I could show here, huh? Just kind of proof of concept kind of thing. I have 3 different characters here that could give me 3 different steals. So android, you give me an android steal. Goku, even though he's a Saiyan, even though he's a Saiyan, he's considered a human, because that's what he considers himself, so you get a human steal. Now Jiren is an alien, so you get an alien steal. And then Saiyans are Vegeta, Nappa, Z Broly, S Broly. Even the fusions, which are half Goku, for some reason, give you Saiyan steals. Logic behind it? I don't know, but you want the Saiyan steals as they're better, in my opinion, than the human steals. Now, finally, the last thing to go over the steals, besides her new level 3, which I'll get into when we get into supers, is how do you unload all the specials at once? Someone in chat asked. Well, I'm going to show you. You do one special, right? Let's say you do Solar Flare. You just hit S. Right? One thing you do have to keep in mind is if a special does make you airborne, you cannot use the ground version. So for example, Solar Flare makes you airborne. So you use Air Beam and then Air Solar Flare. But if you start with Ground Beam, you're considered grounded. Why? I don't know. Even though you're airborne, right? Or maybe it just could be the order of things that, oh, I used Beam first and then it's Solar Flare. It's one of the two. Which one is it? I'm not 100% sure. I'm more on the side of it's because this makes her airborne, as opposed to Beam, which is considered grounded. What's logic and reasoning? Good question. But you just hit S. That's all you have to do. You have to have the steal, and then you just hit S. All I'm doing is hitting S. Here, I'll even turn on my inputs to show you that all I'm doing is hitting S. No motion required. Just S. And of course, as I said, you can hit heavy at the end of this, right? And get a combo off of it. One thing to add of note is you can use different steals in conjunction with each other. They don't have to be from the same, I guess, tier would be the best way to put it. As you can see, this is a human and alien steal, and it works on whiff. So just remember that. If you whiff a move in the air and it has anti-air properties or a barrier and you need to use it immediately, you can. And again, I'm just hitting S. I'm not doing any motions. One thing I did forget to note is that her ground command grab actually is an anti-air. So if you do it properly, you will see the blue orb around her indicating it is an anti-air. Also, there's the invincibility attack, jump attack, and it starts frame 4, I believe. So yeah, it's pretty good to have. Even the airborne version, right? I don't know if it's the same startup, but it's only the quarter circle back versions that have anti-air properties. So keep that in mind when you're trying to scoop your opponent. Alright, all that's left really are her supers, which, again, nothing special. Pretty standard. It's not like a base Goku Kaioken or anything like that, where you could, you know, use it as poor man's mix, you know. Just level 1, ground, full screen beam, quote unquote, type move. He has 2 level 3s. I guess you could say this level 3 is special due to the fact that she does get a little bit of health back, and it does give her all the steals of whatever tier that is. So you get all alien steals in this case, for Jiren's an alien. And then she has her alternative level 3, which is only possible airborne. This does more damage than her other level 3, and it does give you a safe jump, but you don't get the steal. So you have to choose. Do you want a little bit more damage? Do you want health back? And do you want the steals of whatever character it is? And at this point, all steals are useful, but some are still better than others. Okay, so I forgot to talk about this yesterday, but yeah, Majin 21 assists, or if I did, I'm stupid, but I don't think I did. So yeah, Majin 21 assists, A is going to be your go-to one. It's 30 on block, it goes full screen, it adds beam durability. Then we have B, which is a dive. It's not tracking, it's not like Goku Blue, so not a very good assist at all. Yo, bet, thanks. And then her C assist has a lot of block stun, as it's a 2-part move.
C805 pain.
And it does track, but again, it's a C assist. It's not the fastest. It's not invulnerable. So you can use it as a mix-up assist, which is great. But I still think A is her better assist across the board. Lastly, her new level 3, which is funny. It's more for jokes than anything. Weird. Well, when you do this in a real match, she gets health back. Why is it not happening in training mode? It might be a training mode thing. I don't know. But yeah, so she has this level 3. And I have a video explaining how to beat this and, you know, how to set it up in a real match. So you can go check that out. You know, look up Cloud5, Edge 21, new super, whatever. Or maybe we'll put it, you know, somewhere in the top left or after the video. We'll put it somewhere. But outside of that, you know, it's pretty standard. Character analysis. And yeah, if she seems like she's something up your alley, have fun. And I appreciate y'all watching. Who am I going to do next? I don't know. Anyways, bye!